Janelle Ferrer with Waypoint Realty, and I want to talk about some red flags that you should know about before hiring a contractor. First off, you don't want to hire someone who's going to avoid pulling permits. Permits create a legal trail that help protect you, especially when you go to sell your property. So you want to make sure that whoever you use, you ask them, are you going to pull permits? The most important things to pull permits for are your electric, roof, AC, reconstruction of your home, creating a new property, adding a shed to your property that you want to add value in the future, any kind of extension that you do for a remodel of your property. These are really important to make sure that if you're changing the floor plan of your property, that you're pulling permits, so that when you sell your home, that square footage is actually already registered with the county, with the state, to make sure that you get that extra square footage when you're selling your property. Another thing you should be really wary about is when they're asking for only cash payments. This could mean that you're getting either scammed or you're getting a contractor who's not licensed. So you want to make sure that you're asking for their licensing and that you're making sure that you can have a trail of payment to make sure that you're getting exactly what you pay for. Another red flag is lower than market estimate. If you're getting quoted by multiple GCs a specific amount that you see give or take a few thousand, and then you see someone who's very, very low on their estimates, please be very careful. Remember, you get what you pay for. I always hear, if it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. So make sure you're not undercutting the value of what you're looking for when you hire a contractor. Another red flag is no or very little insurance. Insurance for a contractor is so important because if they mess anything up or you sue them, you want to make sure that anything that happens on the property is covered by their insurance. So please make sure to ask if they're insured, and if so, for how much. With insurance, make sure that if they don't have sufficient coverage, you're responsible for anything that happens on your property. Another red flag is when you ask a contractor for references and they don't have any, or they're very outdated. Always check reviews. This is such a great resource that we have readily available to us. You can ask them, but you can also research them. Make sure that there's credible reviews that are not further than a year behind, to make sure that you know exactly what's happening in this contractor's profession right now. Another red flag is not having a written contract. Make sure that you have a written contract that is signed and executed by both parties involved. This is going to help protect you should anything go south. Another red flag is excessive prepayment. If a contractor is asking you for 50 or 100% of the amount due before the work is even done or before they've even started, this should be a really big red flag. Don't pay for what hasn't happened. Installments are normal, but when you start seeing a very large prepayment, please be wary of this. Another red flag is pushy sales. Nobody likes to be sold to. They like to be informed and educated, and buyers love to buy, but they don't want to be sold to. So if you feel that a contractor is being too pushy, back off, take your time, and continue to look for other contractors. This red flag may be a little funny, but be careful for messy vehicles. You want to make sure that when you're looking at a contractor, their vehicle speaks volumes for them. If you see a lot of disorganization on their vehicle or something old that hasn't been maintained, this may be a reflection of their work. Maybe it's not, but it's something to be very wary about, but it could be a red flag. Another red flag is when a contractor is very vague about the materials they're going to use. So you want to make sure they're not using substandard construction materials on something that you actually value. If you don't mind them cutting corners on products or anything like that, or any goods that they're purchasing, then that's fine. But if you're looking for good quality, something that's not going to fall apart the day after they leave, then make sure that they are very clear about what materials they're going to be utilizing, or at least give you a list of alternatives if they can't find those materials. The reason this is so important is so that you guys know that home improvement and construction, it ranked number 2 in the amount of complaints with the Consumer Federation of America survey. So we want to help you avoid being part of that statistic. Make sure you look at these red flags and you can help determine what a good contractor is versus someone that may be either scamming you or may not be as legit as they are marketing themselves to be. The top home improvement construction complaints in general are shoddy work, failure to start or complete the job. That's basically why you would hire them. So you want to make sure that you're looking for these red flags to make sure that you're getting exactly what you pay for, the start and completion of the work that you want. 69% of owners say that poor contractor performance is the single biggest reason for project underperformance. 25% of all projects actually go beyond the scope of the work by over 30%. So make sure you understand your budget before you hire a contractor. Whatever they're quoting you, just make sure that you have an estimate to go above and beyond that, because it's normal for it to give or take about 10%. Now, if you start seeing it go way over, something's wrong with the original budget and estimate. But once you're underway, it's very hard to hire another contractor to finish what someone else started. So you want to make sure that you ask a lot of questions, think about all of this entire list of red flags, and take this into account when you're looking to hire a contractor for your property to make sure that you are covered every step of the way.